In the previous video, part 2 of designing UI of WhatsApp clone, we designed main screen from where we can navigate to the 3 tabs like home, status and calls. Also, we designed a context page where your contacts will be loaded and then you will chat with them from your own WhatsApp clone. Anyways, in today's episode, we will design some small pages which will require the navigation in stack, as you are familiar with the stack method of the navigation from the week 1 first video. So first, let's implement routing in our application so that later we don't come up with again and again using the navigator push and material page route, etc. So before walking through routing, first let's understand the concept of routing. So we have 2 types of routing: imperative routing and declarative routing. Imperative routing is routing when you programmatically define navigation actions, such as pushing new route onto the navigation stack or popping a route from it. It's commonly done using the navigator class in Flutter, which provide us the methods like push and pop. On the other hand, declarative routing is routing when you define routes in advance, and the framework then handles the navigation ahead of time based on these predefined routes. And the common setup of dynamic routing is the material app or cappuccino app widget using the routes property, remember from the week 2 first video. Additionally, the onGenerateRoute property also allows for more dynamic and flexible generation. So you were familiar with both of them programmatically as we learned it in the week 2, but you were unaware of it theoretically, like what they are called, imperative routing or dynamic routing. So now I just told you. So later if someone asks you about a routing, you can easily answer what are routings and their types. Now first of all, let's go for implementing the routes. So inside the lib directory, we will create a new directory of routes. That's it. Inside this, we will create a Dart file and we'll name it onGenerateRoutes. Inside that library or Dart file onGenerateRoute, we are going to create a class onGenerateRoute, and there create a static method of route dynamic. Its name would be route, and this is going to accept a parameter of route settings, and then we will extract the arguments and the names from the route settings. Later we are going to need the arguments, and the names will be used to navigate from one page to another page using their specific names that we define in the constants in here, the page constants. So we're going to use the navigator.push and that specific name from the page constants, and later this onGenerateRoute will be called in the main.dart, and ahead of time the framework will decide to which page we have to navigate. To work with routes, you also have to import the Flutter material.dart. Next, you have to switch on the name of the route, and using the page constant specific names defined in the page constants of the pages, we will return the specific page, and that material page builder is a method which in arguments take a child and returns the material page route, and the same thing that is doing builder context and return the specific child widget that is in our case passed the context page, and for the other pages there will be their own specific pages. So the material page route concept is shortened by this method material page builder, and for all of the pages this will be like this. So that was the one example. You might be familiar with this if you have watched my video of week 2 part 1 where we are dealing with the routing. So until now we know that only for the context user page we use the navigator push API. And yes, we also use that in here, agree and continue, next, and this next in the authentication pages. But as I told you, this will be managed later using the qubit stat management, and on a specific stat we will get these authentication pages, so we don't need to handle them in here in the routing, because we are not making a stack of pages for these pages, but they are managed on the specific stat. Later you will get familiar with this, that how we are going to manage it. And so for the pages that we will be navigating to, like the pages, I have the context page, so I create the constant, so I switch on that context user page and return the material page builder to the context page. Now I will use the navigator push name in there. So this onGenerateRoute method, this method will handle everything for me, like to which page we need to navigate to. So currently we are going to implement the functionality of the context user page, and also there will be one more page created, that would be settings page, which we are going to create in a while. So we will create its case and comment it out. Also create the case for the call context page and comment it out. Also create the my status page case and comment it out. And lastly, single chat page and comment it out. First of all, let's go to the main.dart to handle the onGenerateRoutes navigation. So while dealing with onGenerateRoutes, we don't have to specify the home in here, but instead we're going to have the initial route, which would be / which would be handled in the routes, and in the routes there will be a map, and for the / initial route we will do context and will return the splash screen for now, and later this splash screen and the page, the welcome page it returns, will be handled when the user functionality is implemented. Like if the user is authenticated after the splash screen has been displayed, we have to navigate to the home page. But if the user is not authenticated in our application, so we have to send the user to the login page. So for now it will be like this, and for the onGenerateRoutes we will call the onGenerateRoute from the class, we will call the static method route, also not pass any parameters in here. That's it. Now let's go to the home page, and from the home page we were navigating to the page context page. Now we will comment this out for now, and here we will do navigator dot push named, and will pass the page constant dot contexts. Let's import this context user page. That's it. It don't need any arguments. If it does so, we will pass the arguments like so. So at the moment it does not need, so we'll ignore it for now. Now that's it. Hot restart the application. Now if the application hot restarts, go for agree and continue, next, next and next, and go click this. This will work the same, navigate us to the selected contexts, and we got this back also in here, as it also used the stack method. But now the case for navigating to the context user page is handled in the onGenerateRoute here, and we deal it here in the material app by using the onGenerateRoute in here. So we are now not using the imperative routing like the navigator class and the push pop method from it, but instead we are using the declarative routing concept, where we give our work to the framework and the framework handles these navigation ahead of time of these predefined routes in the onGenerateRoute. So our routing is successfully implemented. Now whenever we need the navigation from one page to another page in our app, what we have to do is just to move to the onGenerateRoute and here create the case for our page, and then just do navigator.push on that specific constant, the page that you want to navigate to, and there you go, your navigation will be done this way. So after the navigation is completed, now we have to go and design the first page, that is the settings page. So when you click this menu, a pop-up button will appear and will take us to the settings page, and then we will design that settings page. So let's create inside the app one more directory, call it settings. Inside the settings, create a directory, not a directory but a file, settings page, and there would be a stateful class settings page, and then import the Flutter material dart. So as we got the settings page, go to the navigator, not the navigator but the onGenerate route, and uncomment this and import these settings and make it constant. So we got the route defined for the settings page. Now what we have to do is to design the settings page, and then later we will use the navigator push name of the settings, and this will navigate us to the settings page. So first of all, let's go to the home page, and here where we are designing the app bar, we had this more vertical. So now instead of this simple icon, we will remove this. We will do in here, create a pop-up menu button instead of that simple icon, and inside that pop-up menu button the icon will be the same icon of more vertical, size 28 and the gray color. Then its color will be the app bar color, icon size would be 28, on selected will be like this for now, and the item builder would be simply returning the pop-up menu entry of the generic type string and the pop-up menu item of type string, which means that the value would be string. And in the child we have simple text where we wrap this text with the gesture director, so that when you click this text, this will navigate us to the settings page. Now Ctrl S to hot reload. We got the menu icon, but now it's a pop-up menu button. When we click this, a pop-up menu will appear, and this is a setting. Now we have to implement the gesture, so in here we would do navigator push to the settings page. Ctrl S to hot reload, and then go to the settings page, and here would be a scaffold and then app bar, and our settings page looks like this. We have the settings, the user and its name, its status, this icon, a divider, and the account, privacy, chats and logout. That is a very simple page of settings we have here in WhatsApp. So in the app bar there will be the app bar class, and in the title property we will simply pass a simple text of settings. Now the body of the settings page would be a column and the property of children, which accepts the list of widgets. Inside the column we will create a row where in the children of the row we are going to have a size box of width and height 65, and in the child there will be a clip rect clipping the profile image of border radius circular 32.5 and the profile widget in the child, so that we will get this profile image in here. Now we put it in the row, that is because we want the name and also the status in here, and also this icon aligned at the rightmost. So in the row, the next thing we have to do is put some size box horizontally 10 and an expanded widget, and the child of the expanded widget would be a column with the cross-axis alignment of start, where we're gonna have two simple text of username and the status, and with their own style, font size 15 and color gray. Next, right after this we need an icon. So we will create an icon of icon QR code sharp, and its color would be the tab color. So we got our initial step done, which is this: user profile, name, status and his icon. Now Ctrl S to hot reload, and then close this, open this up again, go to the settings page. So we got this end result. Now to give some spacing to this from all the sides, we will wrap the row with a container widget, give it some margin, agent sets from symmetric horizontal 10 and vertical also 10, and then make it constant, and we got it like this. Next, right after this we need a divider. So we will close this row like this, and right after this we will do put some size box of height 2 and create a container or create a divider. You can create a divider using the divider widget, and you can also create it using the container widget as I have done. Next, we would create a method named settings item widget. It is taking the parameters of title, description, the icon and the void callback on tap when it's clicked. So first of all, we have the gesture detector, which is handling the on tap functionality. Next, we have a row for each of the settings item. So yes, we have aligned the icon and the title and its description horizontally, so we got a row. We got some size box of width and height 80, and its style is icon. That is because its icon have some spacing around this, and in front of it there is a title and the description. So that is because it's wrapped with the size box. Next, the expanded widget of the column to have the title and the description, and this is expanded because we want this area to take all the available space if some text go overflow, so it will become ellipses this way. And this area got 80 width and height so that it will become like this as you are seeing on the screen. So now right after this size box, we will call this settings item widget method with passing the different title, description and the icon. And later we will also make the use of the onTap method. So we got the settings item with a different title, description, icon, and the onTap is for now empty and later will be implemented only for the logging out from the application. So after this, when I hot restart or hot reload the application, I will get the result something like this, and with that our settings page is successfully created, and also we have implemented the routing in our application successfully. So later if we need some routings, so simply create the case in the switch and use the specific name of the page that you have put in the onGenerate routes, and there you go, routing is implemented for that specific page. The next page that we are going to design is the status my status page. So in front of this my status and tap to add your status update, there would be a menu icon which will only appear whenever we uploaded a status in here. So for now, to create that my status page, we will go to the status feature. In the presentation pages, we will create one more dot file. Its name would be my status page. This will be really simple page and will be, let's say, stateful my status page, and import the material dot and have some scaffold and app bar of text, not the text but the app bar, title, text would be my status. That's it for now, make it constant. Now let's go to the status page, and where we have the first my status. So right after this expanded widget in the row, I will create an icon of more horizontal, and its color will be gray color with opacity 0.5 and some size box from the right side as it's in the row. So then when we Ctrl S to hot reload, we will get this menu icon in here, but later also remember this will only appear whenever we have uploaded our status. But now we are creating this because we also want to create this page, so later we will check the condition if we have uploaded our status, so this will only appear in that case. So we will be allowed to go to the my status page and will delete my status from there, and we'll also see the details of our status. And when we have not uploaded any status, so in that case we will not be able to see this menu icon. That's it. Now we will wrap this icon with a widget of gesture detector, and the onTap functionality would be to navigate to the my status page. So we will go to the onGenerate routes and uncomment the my status page, and this is not going to accept the arguments. Later we'll accept one and you will get to know about this. The my status page imported, make it constant. Now from the my status page, from the status page, we will do navigator dot push named to the page const dot my status page. That's it. Now Ctrl S to hot reload. Now when you click this will navigate you to the my status page. Now it's time to implement this my status page. It is going to be really simple page, and it's not going to contain the complex functionality. So in the body of the my status, here we are going to have a container with the margin of horizontal 10 and vertical 12. And in this child, we're going to have a column as we're going to have the content aligned vertically. Inside the children of the column, we will do create a row widget, and in the children of the row, first we need a profile like circle where the first image of the uploaded status will be displayed. So we got this, Ctrl S to hot reload. So it will display like this for now, and later there will come the status first image that we have uploaded. Next in that row, we're going to have some horizontal space of 15 and then an expanded widget which is expanding a text of the time ago format that time right now. So there will be the time displayed will be in the format of like a moment ago, 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, like that. And that time ago is coming from the package time ago that we added in our dependencies in the first video. So that's it. Next we're gonna have the pop-up menu button with the type of string, and again the more vertical icon with the gray color with opacity 0.5, and when this is clicked, this will open up a pop-up menu button of the delete, so that from here we will be allowed to delete our status. Now if I Ctrl S to hot reload, I will get a result something like this. There will be displayed the first image from our statuses uploaded, and then there will be the time in the moment ago, 3 minutes ago, 1 hour ago, 5 hours ago, a day ago, 2 days ago, like that. And when this is clicked, this will appear this, and when this delete is clicked, you will display to confirm if a user want to delete its status or not. If so, when yes is clicked, this will navigate back us to the status page and the status will be deleted. But this page will only be available to navigate to whenever the status is uploaded. So for now, let's keep it like this. This page is also created, and that's it for this page. And next, we need to create the calls contacts page. This would be really similar to the one we have here for the contacts, but the only difference would be we are going to have the audio call and the video call icons at the rightmost of a specific user. So we will go to the call page and then go to presentation, pages, create one more page in here, call contacts page, and its name will be from here, call contacts page. So here we will create a stateful widget, and that's it. Import flutter material.dart and then go to the contacts page and then copy the scaffold from here and paste it in the call contacts page, and that's it. Import this profile widget, and the only thing that we have to do is to put a trailing and the trailing widget, and in the trailing property of the list style returned by the list tree builder, here we will do this trailing widget is going to take a wrap widget, which is the same widget as the row and column, but the only difference is that it works like a row, but it only differentiates from the row in there that if we have no space in the first run, meaning that in the first line horizontally, if there is not enough space, this will move to the next line. That is what is the functionality of the wrap widget, and this functionality is not available for the row. If there is no space horizontally, so this will not move to the next line in case of row, but in case of wrap widget, it would the same way as I said. So we will use this wrap widget and we'll put the call and the video cam rounded icon for this. Now we have to do is to go to the home page, and here for the floating action buttons, here for the call we will do navigator dot push named to the page const dot call contacts page. That's it. Now Ctrl S to hot reload. So move to the calls page, and here when you click this, nothing will happen because there is an error saying that could not find the generator for the calls contact page. That is because we also have to uncomment this, like the one here. Yes, we have to uncomment this out and remove the arguments from this and import this. That's it, make it constant. Now Ctrl S to load, click this and will navigate us to the contacts page. There we go. And the last thing that we have to do is to create the single chat page. So when you click a single user, you will be navigated to the single chat page where you will chat with that user. So for now, we will uncomment this and remove the arguments from here and go for creating the single chat page in the chat feature. Close these features, open this up again and go to the chat presentation pages, create one more page, single chat page. Create a stateful class, single chat page. Go for importing the material dart and go and import this in here, make it constant. That's it. Now in the single chat page, there would be a little bit of complexity in this page. Not that much, but would be at some extent. So let's figure it out. First of all, it will also start from a column, but also we have to put a scaffold. And then we're gonna have an app bar of the app bar, and then this is going to look something like this. The messages of the other user will be like this, and the my send it message will be like this, and it does not have the tick or the done icon, and I have one. And also you will see the reply will look like this, as you have seen in the demo of the application. And then we have the back icon, the username, and the status of is online or not, and also the video cam call, and also the menu. So that would be the single chat page. Now here in the app bar, first of all we need here the title, and the title is going to accept a column which will be constant for now, as it does not contain any changeable data but a simple to text widget which has a static hard-coded username and the status online. Later this would be managed according to the user status, if he is online or not. Next, we are going to have some action icons. That would be this one, and this one. So here we are going to have the same three icons with some spacing between them. Now let's navigate to this page and create the further elements of this page while seeing this. So we will go to the chat page, and here whenever a single list tile is clicked on the gesture detector, on tap we will call the navigator.push name to the page const dot single chat page, and let's go for importing the page constant. That's it. Ctrl S to load, and let's check it out if we have uncommented this. Yes, we have done this. Now when you click one user, you will be navigated to the page like this one, and the user is online. This will be the username when the user is online, and that is the basic page for a single. Now to create the body for this page, we will again go to the single chat page and we'll start from the scaffold body, and here we will do the real work that would be done in this page. First thing first, we will put this tag in here. That is because we want the background image in here. So on that image, on top of that, we are going to have a message. So it means we are displaying the messages over an image, that is the background image. So when we are creating the layers of widgets, so we make the use of a stack widget. So that's why we put the stack in here. So inside the stack widget, we will have the first widget inside the stack. From left, right, bottom and top will be 0, meaning that it would be stuck from left, right, bottom and top to the ends of the screen in the body of the scaffold of the single chat page. and its child would be that image, which means that this image would be stretched to left, right, bottom and top so that it will cover all the area, and on top of that we will later display the messages. So that's it. When you Ctrl S to hot reload, you will get the background image like this one. Now the next child of the stack is going to be a column. That is because we have some messages and at the bottom we have one text field. So the text, so this area would be expanded and this will be stuck at the bottom this way. So the first child of the column would be a list view, which is for now is going to return some messages from my side and also from the other side, and later this would be managed according to the user messages in the list view builder. But for now we will create some static messages from my side, send it, and from the user side the messages I received. And for all the pages, only that static messages will be displayed for now, but later this would be changed to the real-time dynamic messages when I send it and or I receive these messages, the ones you can see here on the screen. So now let's go for creating the single messages in here. So we are going to have a method of message layout which is going to accept some parameters like message bg color, like message background color, its alignment, where it will be aligned at the center left or center right, when it is created, what will happen on swipe, and later this function will be implemented when we are replying to a message. What is some padding from the right side, what is the message we are sending, is we have to show the text, like when we are sending the messages from our side we will display the text like if the message has seen or not. But in case of the other user messages like this one, this is not going to have these text in here. So that is why we also have this boolean field. And next is seen. Seen will be true whenever the user seen our messages, so it will become like this one. And then the on long press, whenever we want to delete a message, so this on long press function will come into play. So this function is going to return first a padding widget from horizontal 5, then its child would be swipe to, and on swipe right we will pass the on swipe. Then the child of the swipe to widget is going to be the gesture detector, and for the on long press we will pass the on long press. Then the child of the gesture detector would be a container, and the alignment of the container would be the alignment that we will be passing when we call this message layout in the UI. Then this is going to return a stack, and inside the stack we are going to have, and inside this stack there would be a column, and inside this column there would be a container of margin from top 10, and its constraint will be media query of context with 80, meaning that it will only take the 80% of the screen from the specific alignment, and its background color will be the background color that we will be passing when we call this method. So this is going to take only that much space and will not go beyond its constraint that we have defined 80% of the screen horizontally. If the message characters become higher, so it will switch to next line but will not cross these constraints that we have defined in the box constraints of the container. Next, the child would be again a column, and first of all let's set the cross-axis alignment to start, and a container child would be for now a simple text, and later if we are implementing the reply functionality, so this would be changed accordingly, like when we were replying, so the message that we send will become a little bit different like this one as we have in here in this screenshot. So for now we're only displaying the message, the text message in here, but later this would also work for the video message that we send, the GIF we send, the audio we send, and also the image that we send. So for now, just to create the structure for that, it's better to only have a message for now. So we did this like this. And next, there would be some height of 3. And then outside from this column, we are going to have a position widget in the stack From the bottom it would be 4, and from right side it would be 10, and its child would be a row of children, some text of the date, will be some style, and a little bit spacing horizontally. And if isShortic was true, we will display the all done, and if it was not true, we will display the done. And if the scene was true, we will display the blue color for the icons here, and if the scene was false, we will display the gray color for this. So that is a simple basic message layout widget, and for now this right padding is not used, so we will make it like this, and later if there is some adjustment needed, we will do it accordingly when we are implementing the exact functionality that aligns correctly with the backend, because later we will be implementing the reply feature also. So in that case there would be needed some modifications when the message is sent, so that would be done at that time, so it will become more clear to you. For now we are going to only build the structure of the UI so that it will be easy for us to make changes in it in order to skip it at all and again creating it from scratch. So we only create a structure, later this will be modified when we are about to add the new functionality in it. So that was the basic message layout, looks like this. Later it will be modified accordingly. So inside the list view, we will do, first of all, make it expanded to give it all the available space so that it is not going to throw the render flow exception of unbounded height, as this is inside the column. So inside the list view, we will call message layout method inside the list view and pass the required arguments like the message, alignment, create at is seen, whether or not to show the text of the sent or delivered or seen, and the message background color on long press and on swipe. So for now, as we are creating the messages just for the preview, so in the list view we are directly creating the messages for send it from our side and receive from the user, and later this pattern will be changed as I said. So after calling this in here, now when you Ctrl S to hot reload, you will get a message in here. This is the message. The message I sent will be aligned at the right center in here, as I align it in here and change its color to tab color. Now it does not look good, and if you can see, the time that we have specified is aligned on top of that message hello. So that it means we need to modify the message layout a little bit more to have a correct result of it. So that we will go to the method in here, and first of all here we need some padding inside that box. So for that container where we have the margin set from top 10, here we will set the padding of agent sets only from left there would be 5 and from right there would be 85. That is because we also want to give some space to the time that we want to display with the message, and also the text to specify or visualize that if the message is delivered or seen. So that in here we pass from right side 85, and from top it will be 5, and from bottom it will be also 5. Also make sure to make it constant. Ctrl S to hot reload, and we got the message like this. We got the text in here, and we got enough space for displaying the time and the tick icon, which is not kind of visible in here. So to make it visible, we will display or use some other colors which is more lighter to be more clear on that green background. So we will use gray, or let's say light gray color that we have in the styles.dart. Paste it in here. Now if you Ctrl S to hot reload, you will get some clear time or the done icon in here, so that when we send message from our side it will look something like this. And then now let's go and copy this message and paste it one more time, and this would be still our message saying how are you, and then everything will remain the same. So the next message will look something like this. So now let's copy this message and paste it 2 more times. This time this will be aligned at the center left, meaning that this would be the message received from the other user, and it will say first of all hi, and then doing good, how about you, and also its color would be change. That would be the sender message color, and also for this one. Or in the message layout method here, we can still use the gray color, and for the sender, the message layout, that the message that we are sending here, we can set the message background color to message color and also this message color. And then if you Ctrl+S to reload, it will look something like this. Now the gray is more clear on that message color. So we already had the message color, but I forgot about that and put the tab color in here. So it's okay. Now I remembered this and changed this to the message color, and the gray color works well for this. And for the other messages, we don't want its show tick to be visible, so you make it false. Also for this one. Now people don't see this, only the time will be displayed because that is the message that we received. So this is how our messages is going to look like. Now the next thing that we need to figure out is to create the field, the text field from where we will send the message. It looks something like this, which is very familiar or same as the real WhatsApp. So now let's go to create this. So that close this expanded widget, and right after this we are going to do create a container with the margin of only left and right 10 and from top and bottom 5, and in the child of that container we are going to have a row. That is because we have this text field. Also next to this we have this button to send the voice note or also to send the message if this text is not empty. So we got a row in here, and inside that row we will do create an expanded widget. That is because this text field is going to take all available space, and only the remaining space will be taken by this button. So the child of the expanded widget would be a container with the padding of horizontal 5, and in the decoration the color will be the app bar color, and the border radius would be from all sides 25, and then its height would be 50, and in the child this is going to accept a text field, and in the controller we will pass the text message controller, which will be used to extract the value from the text field. So now let's go and create this text field controller in here. So we got that text message controller in the stat class of the single chat page. That's it. Now here after this we are going to have the onChange, which is going to handle the value of the text field. For example, if the value was not empty, meaning that if you write something in the text field, so in that case the isDisplaySend button will be true, otherwise it would be false, so that we can display this voice note button or also the send message button accordingly when there is text or if there is not text in the field. So that now let's go and create this boolean field or variable also. This would be boolean will be equal to false initially. That is because initially there will be no text in the text field, so it will be false. If you write some text in here, so it will become equal to true. Now let's go for the decoration of this input text field. So first of all we will give it some content padding, vertically 15, and next there would be a prefix icon of emoji emotions with the gray color, same like this. Next we are going to have a suffix icon, which is again going to accept the wrap widget. That is because we are going to have this camera icon and also this attachment icon, so that we will use the wrap in that case. And you can also see on the emulator we got the text field like this one, and the bottom border will be removed once we write some more code in the input decoration. So in the children, the wrap widget is going to accept the icon two icons and some spacing between them. The first icon is the attach file and the second one is the camera alt. Now Ctrl S to hot reload and we got these icons in here. So to give them some spacing, we will wrap the wrap widget with the padding and we'll give it the only padding from top 12. Now we will get them in the right place. Outside from that padding or the suffix icon, we are going to have the hint text for the field and also the border will be none, meaning that this bottom border will be removed. Now Ctrl S to hot reload and we got the text field like this one. But we want this attach icon to be rotated a little bit as we have here, also in the real WhatsApp. So what we have to do is to wrap this attach file with the widget transform.rotate, and this accepts some properties. So simply we will set its angle to -0.5 and then make it constant, and also the other widgets that need that constants. Now Ctrl S to hot reload and we got this a little bit rotated, which looks really like the real WhatsApp. So we got our text field created. Next we have to do is to create the button like this one. So outside from that expanded widget in the row, close this expanded widget, and outside from this we are going to have a very simple container with the width and height 50, the box decoration, border radius of 25, and the background color would be type color, and in the center we have an icon. If the is display send button was true, meaning that if you write something in the text field, so in that case the send outline will be displayed. Otherwise the mic or the voice note icon would be displayed and its color would be white with the background color of the type color. Now Ctrl S to reload and we got it just like this. And also it will look more great if we give some spacing in here like this. Now it looks better. If we write something in here, let's say hello, you can see this is changed to the send icon. But if we remove the text from here, it is again back changed to the voice note. So that is how it is going to work. Now one last thing about the single chat page is we are also going to create this attach menu when we click this attach icon in the text field, so that we will be allowed to send a video, a GIF, or an image from the gallery. So for that, here we will do, first of all, in the stat class we will create a variable of isShowAttachWindow. That is because in some cases we also want to disappear this attach window, like when we click this text field and this attach window is appeared, so we also want to make sure it's no more visible or appear when we click this. Or also some other areas, for example when we long press a message, so we also want to make it disappear. So for that we will create isShowAttachWindow and then we will go for creating it. So as we are in this stack, we have the parent widget stack. So at the bottom of every widget we will create a position widget. From the bottom it will be above 65 and from top it would be 340, and also from left and right would be 50. So the child would be a container with the width of double infinity, meaning that the max width horizontally and the height would be the 20% of the screen. And then some padding horizontally and vertically, and the decoration, the color would be the bottom attached container color that we have in the styles.dart in the themes, and then some border radius of 10. Then in the child of this container we are going to have a column and we are going to have 3 static rows like this. That is because the attached items that we are going to create are not dynamic, but they are fixed. So for that we can create the structure like the one that I created. And inside each row there would be the attached window item methods called, which is creating the methods like this one. Only the title and the icon and the background color will be dynamic, as we are passing the icon, color and the title. So we got the data in the 3 of the rows, calling the same method again and again. Now let's go and create this method right after this message layout. So here we will do create a very simple method which is taking the 3 values dynamic and also the void callback with this. So the on tab will be the on tab, we have the column and a container, its color will be dynamic and also the icon will be dynamic, and it has some size vertically as it is in the column, and the title will be the title that we pass from here. So we got this and the error got fixed in here. Now if we Ctrl S draw to load, we got it, the render flow exception, because that is not where we have to display it. So we'll close this position and we'll cut it from here, and inside the stack we'll paste it. Later we have pasted inside the column, so that's why there were no enough space to display it. Now if we Ctrl S draw to load, it will be displayed on top like this. Now for each of the row we will set the main axis alignment to space evenly and copy it from this row, paste it from the second row and also for the last one. Now Ctrl S draw to load and we got them just like this. Now what if we put some space vertically between these? That's because they are very close to each other. So after this row we will add the vertical 20 size box and also for this one. Now Ctrl S draw to load and we got them like this. Now this will be only displayed whenever the isShowAttached was equal to true. Otherwise we will display an empty container, meaning nothing. Ctrl S draw to load and we got it disappeared. Now we don't have this attached window. Now let's go and control this. So from the text field in here, whenever this icon is clicked, we will wrap with the gesture detector, and on tab we will set the stat isShowAttached will become equal to true, or we can also do to make it a toggle, and this will be also dismissible whenever we click the entire area or the screen. So we can wrap the stack with the gesture detector, and when it is clicked, so what we have to do is to again set the stat and the isShowAttached will become equal to false. And also for the text field, whenever the on tab inside the text field is called, so we will also do the set stat to close this window, false. Now if we Ctrl S draw to load, that's it. Now when I click this, this will appear like this, and when I click this back it will disappear. And also if I make it again appear, and if I click the stack in the stack or the entire area, so it will also disappear. And when I click it again and click the text field, it will also be disappear and the text field will become in focus. So that was it for the single chat page. So we have created the settings page and we create the calls context page. Also we create the status, my status page. From here we will be allowed to delete the status, and also we create the single chat page. Now we are good to go with the backend, and the upcoming little UI changes will be done accordingly as we go further with the backend stuff. So that was the last part of the UI of creating the UI of a WhatsApp clone. We also implement the routing in here. So that was it for this video. If you have any question, please ask me in the comment section, and also make sure you share this video with others if someone want to learn the real app development, so they can learn it from here. So that's it for this video, and see you in the next one.